Yeah, so Boston Jeff, Quincy Brisco, Jeff's into rock, and he's into disco. So that is Quincy and South Boston Jeff, my favorite show, so we hope you're not deaf. That's me, folks. Welcome to Clouded Conversations. Hey, what's happening there? South Boston Jeff is here with a nice holiday episode for you. Nice and magical episode. And here to ring in the holidays with me is my good friend, as always, Quincy Brisco, the milkman. How's it going, Quincy?
Oh, it's all right. How about you?
Very good, very good. You know, I'm getting into the festive mode. I'm absolutely cheerful. Absolutely cheerful because, we, the two of us have so much to be appreciative, so much to be thankful for. It's just got all the shopping done and just getting ready to get together with the holidays and just chill and relax and talk about the holidays and our favorite movies and our favorite holiday music and a lot of inspiring things. What do you say about that?
Well, yeah, I might see what you mean because, I just studied something that's very important.
Well, we can kick that off the bat. I mean, for those of you who haven't, who aren't fans of the show After Hours, and that's not many people, but
it's up to you. Okay,
me and Quincy had a very fantastic meeting very recently, about 3 weeks ago. We met the extremely talented Paul Williams, one of the greatest songwriters in history.
Otherwise known for me as Little Enos Burdett.
Little Enos Burdett from Smokey and the Bandit, of course.
Tonight, my good friend Paul Williams.
So a few about last year, I got you a copy of Emmet Otter's Jug-Band Christmas, and you're a busy guy. I can appreciate it. So
tonight I studied for the
you finally got around to watching the damn thing
for the very first time. I had to study some of his work.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Paul, you write very good songs. Now, in something like the songwriting business, this does not happen overnight. You're probably telling people the same thing as I'm saying.
Okay, let me just interlude people.
Sure.
My friend Quincy is speaking to Paul Williams himself and everything to congratulate him on the fantastic music of Emmet Otter's Jug-Band Christmas, which he wrote all the music for, and so he's just giving a quick shout out to Paul Williams. I'm just want to interlude with that quick, but go on, Quincy.
Well, again, Paul Williams, that's real outstanding work, and I'm going to say to everyone, and you're probably saying the same thing. Songwriting does not happen overnight. The longer you spend on a song, let alone a group of songs like this one, then the better that the songs are going to be.
Right. Because as you remember, when I met Paul Williams and discussed my sobriety with him, I told him that I do a show. I told him, I mentioned that I do a show with you, and he looked over at you, and he loved you already because being the first guy in line, he was a number one Quincy Brisco fan already. So, when I told him I do a podcast with you, and he let him know that I'm sober, and then about music, and he says, well, if you want to write good music, it's got to come straight from the heart, and he says, you're a good man and you're obviously a good man with a good heart, and he tapped his head against mine. It wasn't a hug, it wasn't a handshake. It was the first head tap I've ever got in my life from another human being. I mean, a head tap.
That's awesome.
I mean, the only other person who ever gave me a head tap is one of my nieces. She's Bridget. She's the sweetest little girl, and she's got the biggest heart in the world. And she just likes to tap her head against mine. It shows that Paul Williams made a little connection and everything, and he's right. I mean, writing good music does not come easy.
No, it doesn't. You gotta have a talent for writing music. I guess he was born with that kind of talent to.
Some people got it, and some people don't.
As a result, it's probably you were probably born with the gift to write songs.
Well, I would say, he was born with a very one of the biggest hearts in the world. He's a very huge-hearted man, Paul Williams. He's a little man with a huge heart. I mean, he's the man who wrote the song "The Love Boat," for Christ's sakes.
The Love Boat. Now that's been around since. I grew up with the Love Boat.
So he's wrote songs for Aretha Franklin. He's wrote songs for Elvis Presley. Talk about one of the most amazing songwriters ever and everything. And it just proves that the man has a very big heart, and he's wrote some songs that I've loved since my childhood. I always loved the Muppet movie. When I was about, I don't know, maybe about 7 or 8, I had the Muppet movie soundtrack that I got from the Melrose Public Library, and I also rented a record player there, and I fell in love with this album, especially not just the Rainbow Connection song, which is a beautiful song, but it was this song, "Can You Picture That?" Boom, boom, can you picture that? Can you picture that? Can you picture? It's quick and easy to find. I mean, that song, for a 10-year-old kid to love that song, that's saying something, because it sounds like a Frank Zappa song, actually. That was the song that played when Fozzie and Kermit walked into that church and met the Electric Mayhem, the band, for the first time, and it was a kick-ass song. It really was, and it came from Paul Williams. I mean, talk about a great songwriter. I mean, the lyrics of "Can You Picture That?" are Aurora Borealis shining down Dallas. Can you picture that? Dun, dun. Can you picture that? But I was a 10-year-old kid. I didn't know what an Aurora Borealis was. Those big, beautiful things that shine in the sky. It's a mixture of colors. You know what an Aurora Borealis is, right?
Now, can you briefly fill me in? Give me a little bit of an idea.
Aurora Borealis is it's a mixture of stars, and the way the stars reflect against the clouds and make a rainbow of colors, and that's what it's called. Aurora Borealis is what
Aurora Borealis is, you know what? To me, is a big name for a rainbow.
Yeah, but it's not a rainbow. It's like, people, there are some people they get together when they hear that there's going to be Aurora Borealis. They call all their friends, and they all get high together and trip out to the light show in the sky. That's what an Aurora Borealis is.
Some stars and a rainbow.
It's like a light show. It's a light show in the sky. It's a light show.
So it's like some stars and a rainbow.
Stars, rainbows, all kinds of different colors moving around it's like a kaleidoscope in the sky.
Right, okay.
I didn't figure out what an Aurora Borealis was until I was in my 30s or something like that. Yeah.
Aurora Borealis.
Yeah. Aurora Borealis shining down Dallas. Can you picture that? Boom, boom. Can you picture that? Can you picture? All right, rockin' song. I mean, I could just talk about Paul Williams all day, but this is I don't have that much time. But Quincy. So Emmet Otter's Jug-Band Christmas. What did you think of it?
I think it's very good. First of all, to me, it looks like a village. Okay, so needless to say, I'm gonna have to study this.
Yeah, I mean, I had to explain it. Like, you're just like, hey, well, what town was this filmed in? I was like, well, these are puppets, and this is actually filmed in a sound stage. Probably the same sound stage.
Sesame Street.
Yeah, obviously, something like that. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I think it is, and second, what I'm acknowledging, one guy definitely has the same voice of Cookie.
Oh yes, you would be correct. That is the magical Frank Oz, who's still alive today. He does the voice of the Cookie Monster. He does the voice of
Really?
Yeah, he does the voice of the Cookie Monster. He does the voice of that bear. He does the voice of Yoda from Star Wars.
And
Bet you didn't know that. He does,
really?
Yeah. So he does so many cool voices, and now he's directing good movies too.
How old? If I hope you don't mind my asking, how old would the actor be?
Frank Oz. He's kind of like Frank Oz is probably about 85 now or 86.
And he probably looks and sounds. He sounds good. He probably looks good. It's like and you got to give the guy credit that he's still going on now, voicing all these good things that we grew up with. You know, you got to have a lot of talent to make voices like the Cookie Monster, Fonzie Bear.
I just looked into it. He's 79 years old, Frank Oz.
Oh.
So he's almost 80. He's done so much good work throughout the years. He's done. He's also the voice. Ernie and Bert are Frank Oz and Jim Henson. I just want you to know that. Like Ernie and Bert, if you ever seen Ernie and Bert sitting I could imagine. Could you imagine sitting on an airplane and having Frank Oz and having Frank Oz and Jim Henson sitting behind you on an airplane?
Well, I saw Follow the Bird. Now that movie was good.
Yeah, it was okay.
Ernie and Bert was sitting in a plane, okay, and the plane turned upside down. The thing about that movie, you gotta love them, despite the fact they were shady, was the carnival characters.
Yeah,
and Oscar's restaurant.
I do remember that. Oscar ran a sleazy, trashy restaurant, and they were flinging cold slaw. What was it? A tossed salad. A tossed salad. Okay.
Salad.
So their tossed salad, they just whipped the salad out of a catapult. Yeah, I remember that.
I love it. It's like, if you ask me.
I'm sorry. The joke I just made went right over your head, but that's all right. That's all right.
That's okay.
So another thing about Emmet Otter's Jug-Band Christmas is it totally proves that Frank Oz can write heavy metal and punk music.
Well, the songs he wrote, I'm acknowledging all this. The opening of the song is good. Okay.
What do you mean the dum 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 bum 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 bum?
Yeah.
Brush your teeth, because our toothache will help us stay mean. It's like punk rock metal. It's punk metal, as that song was.
Yeah.
What do you like? It made me think. Well, what did he get high to write that song or something like that? How did Paul Williams can write such a rockin' song? That was the most rockin' song in the movie. You got to admit.
Oh yeah, it was rockin'. It was good.
It was rockin'. It was colorful to watch. The band members were. Some weasel was the lead singer, and then you had a catfish in there who was floating around in the tank. You had the big bear, grumpy bear guy, and you had Snake playing the bass. He had a legit bass, but he was playing the Snake, and there was a toad playing drums. It was a toad or a bullfrog. No, it had to be a toad because he was ugly. The bullfrog was the mayor.
Well, I'll have to admit he was good. But there was drama in that, but that had a good ending. Because the thing that I'm acknowledging is they took the wash tub and made what do you call that?
So the mother had to sell Emmett's tool chest in order to buy fabric to make the dress so she could enter the contest.
And
meanwhile, Emmet had to the only way he could enter his band was to make a wash tub base, and the only way to do that is to make a hole in the wash tub, which makes it useless. Well, you can't wash clothes with it anymore now that it has a hole in it. So that was the dilemma in the movie. He had to make that hole in the wash tub, and it was a pretty dramatic scene.
Well, the thing that gets me is, I guess they entered. The mother entered, and the kid entered,
and neither of them knew it.
But the thing is, neither one of them won.
But at the end,
it has a happy ending, because I need happy endings.
Right.
Because the thing was
the bullfrog said, I guess what we were looking for was a little, is that something extra, you know, and you would have won. So when the mother said, when they sang their two songs and put them together, it was such a great song that the old bullfrog gave them a job singing at the restaurant. So
that's what made it
nice happy ending. And that porcupine had all the mashed potatoes, all the mashed potatoes I can eat. Well, yeah, happy endings are good, you know.
And I guess not only did I like him, but I like the host. For the first time, I'm studying something that makes this thing. Who was the guy that I liked? The guy that ran like the show, I guess.
Oh, he was a fox. His name. Yeah, I never noticed. His name was Harrison Fox, based upon Harrison Ford. I never realized that connection until recently. Of course, because good friends. Good friends with Paul Williams and good friends with Frank Oz.
He sounded good. So it's like, well, Paul, I have to give you credit on the Fox. Now, that's a funny character, a loving, funny, good-sounding.
Yeah,
I like the way he hosts, because as you could probably heard by now that I want this, I'm always going to do this, to be a host. So I'm studying the way you made that.
Yeah,
these characters.
It comes out. I mean, it's very. You can puppets are very inspiring. I mean, as you can. we got a puppet here inspiring us now.
Roosevelt Franklin.
Of course, because you remember, like I told Paul Williams, my favorite Muppet is Roosevelt Franklin. He was like, oh, I think I remember him. Well, my favorite is Gonzo. And then and then I just noticed something different about Emmet Otter for the first time. I noticed that there was like a wolf that got on stage and sang the song that Emmet and his band were supposed to sing, and the guy who sang that song was Paul Williams himself.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I said, who is that voice? And then I was like, no, okay, all right, that makes perfect sense. He had to throw himself in there. He had to throw himself in there somewhere.
Well, the thing was, this is all new to me, but you got to understand, I'm making every effort to learn the voice of that you do on this, the songs.
Yeah, it's like I said. You finally got to watch this. I finally got around to watching Used Cars for a second time. I mean, that was one of the funniest movies. That was a movie I needed to see.
Well, we both had something in common. Yeah, I grew up with Used Cars. Now, that's a very good movie. We all sat, watched, and enjoyed. That's funny. It's hilarious. It's got characters that we all know and love. You know, and this here has characters that we all know and love.
Yeah, Jack Warden is a pretty great actor. He's very underrated. I loved him in that movie. That movie is I don't know what his crowning achievement is, but that movie is pretty close because, number one, he played two characters. He played what they call a dual role. He played both of the brothers. But, I just see him pop up in so many things, like episodes of The Twilight Zone and Peter Sellers. He played the President of the United States and Peter Sellers being there. I don't know if you ever seen that movie.
Not yet, no.
Being there with Peter Sellers. Peter Sellers just plays this stupid gardener who lives with an old man, and the old man, and one day the old man dies, and the gardener just throws on the old man's suit that dies because he was an old Scottish gentleman, but so the old Scottish gentleman dies, and he just throws on, and and the maid just sends out the gardener, who's very simple-minded, as they say. He's not a very bright guy, and he says So as he's walking down the street, he just gets kicked out of the house. He doesn't know where he's going, and he's wearing this fancy suit. And the movie's called Being There because he just happened to be at the right place at the right time. And the president of the United States' wife actually backed her car against him. And because he was dressed in a nice suit, she thought he was a really important man. And he just, everything he said, he didn't say that many, like everything he said, he just talked about gardening. Like if you put the seeds down in the spring, then there will be new life in the summer. So she takes him home to meet her husband, the president. Now the president starts talking to this guy, and he's impressed with him. So he becomes a national celebrity, and he's not a smart guy at all. He's just some nut job in a suit. And it's Peter Sellers. Yeah, the movie's called Being There. But it's a very good movie. Maybe that's what we can check out next up. But I highly recommend it. But because Jack Warden played the president in that movie, and he did an excellent. Can't you picture him playing the president? Yeah. Who is this Chauncey? Who is this Gardner fella? He's very good. He's a very important man and a very well dressed man. He's an impressive. I like that Chauncey because that's what his name was. His name was Chauncey Gardner, but or I think his name was Chance. But no, yeah, his name was Chance. They thought his name was Chauncey because when Shirley MacLaine, the president's wife, asked him his name, he was sipping water and he was like. And he was like, and he choked on the water. And he's like, she asked him his name. And he's like, Chauncey. She's like, Chauncey? Chauncey Gardner. I'm a gardener. Oh, you're Chauncey Gardner. Okay. And he started being known as Chauncey Gardner. And he became a national celebrity, but he was nobody, actually. But it was a very interesting movie. I'll check it out. I'll recommend it. Yeah, I'll recommend it to you sometime. So I'm very glad you watched Emmet Otter. Watched Emmet Otter. And are you ready for the holidays?
A little bit more now, only because of.
Have you been a good boy this year?
Oh yeah.
So I guess I don't want to. I'm not going to be the one to spoil the legend, the folklore of Santa Claus on my show, but I've been pretty good, and it's all about good karma. It's all about, Christmas is all about pretty much giving. And and how much you give, and the more you,
let me put it this way: I know it's giving, but don't forget we need miracles too. So
yeah, you're right.
On the other hand,
you're right.
We all go through nasty times, so this holiday proves the fact, we've been good, but let's not forget we need miracles because we all go through some of the same things.
So have you so you're familiar with the folklore of Santa Claus? Have you ever heard of Krampus? Now he is the dark side. He is the dark spirit. He's the evil twin. He's the dark shadow of Saint Nicholas. Have you ever heard of him?
Vaguely. It's been a long time, but I think I vaguely remember him. Maybe when I was a kid.
Yeah. So Krampus is a German folklore. It comes from the mountains of Hungary, Austria. Yeah, Germany, all those places. So the Germans are the minds who came up with the idea of Krampus. And what Krampus is okay, you're going to be good, and Saint Nicholas will come. Saint Nicholas comes to all the good children, but if you're not a good child, and if all hope is lost, and if you come from a family of assholes, and if you give up, and if you're a man who gives up hope and gives up the magic of Christmas, just gives up on it, just says screw Christmas.
Well,
and then that's when Krampus is going to come for you.
Well,
and Krampus,
let me put it this way.
He's a gigantic thing with horns. He has hooves for feet. He has cloven hooves. like a horse. You know, he has hooves like a horse, but he stands like a man. He wears a huge cloak, and he has you can see antlers coming out of the cloak. And he has a really scary old man face. They recently made a movie about Krampus, about the same time Star Wars episode. Yes. Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see the Krampus movie when it came out in the theaters, but it did pretty recently because when me and TC went to see the Force Awakens, we went to see Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and I was talking to this couple, and they were the only people in the theater there to see Krampus. I was like, really? They actually made a movie about him? They're like, you heard of Krampus, dude? I was like, of course I've heard of. I know people from the legend that comes from Germany, and it's pretty sick. I mean, why would you want to teach your children that if you're bad, then this evil cloven-hooved creature is gonna come down and and you'll hear him clumping on your roof. And you hear him clumping around on your roof, and and if he catches you, he's gonna throw you in his sack. He has helpers too. Krampus has helpers, elves, and they're like evil robot toys, or they look like little jesters, or they're demon elves, but Krampus carries a pack of elves with him. And they're not as scary as Krampus, but they're pretty nasty, scary fellas, I guess. And Krampus is going to show up at your house and throw you into the sack and drag you down to hell. That's Krampus's plan. There is a movie about it. It was actually pretty. I love it. I've watched it like 4 or 5 times because they did an excellent job on it. But the movie kind of slept because they put it out at the same weekend as Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So nobody saw Krampus. But I'm very glad that I did because it's a very scary movie and it's a pretty scary folklore. So I hope you've been a good boy this year.
We've been good. You got to remember, some of us can't get around, but we do the best we can to our own
Tell
areas.
me about it, Quincy. Yesterday, it's tough not to have a driver's license and have bad eyes, but yesterday I had to go to Best Buy to get my dad a DVD player. Simple enough thing, but I had to go to the one near Wellington Station. And in order to do that, I had to play Frogger. I had to go across 6 highways.
That's not easy.
No, it was either that or wait in the cold for a bus. But I was thinking, how can, I really played a for real game of Frogger. If you remember playing Frogger, the arcade game.
You jump across highways to go somewhere.
Yeah, across highways, across freeways, and then maybe...
jump across to get back.
Well, yeah, then you have to go to the lake, you're floating on logs and lily pads, but I had to play Frogger, jump across the street because I literally had to go across about 5 freeways. Yeah, about five freeways and everything. And
that's not good, some of those. Be careful, will you?
Oh, I was. I'm standing here talking to you, Wayne. I'm not doing a podcast from the hospital bed.
No, and I hope you never do either.
Live from Cloud of Conversations from Melrose Wakefield Hospital. Yeah, that would not be cool.
No, it wouldn't.
I'd try to make it as cool as I could, but not a good place to be. Not a good place to be. Melrose Wakefield Hospital is not a good place to be, but especially on the holidays.
If you need it, that's one thing.
Yeah,
but
why do you go to the hospital? Because you tried to kill yourself because you're drinking too much. Because that's why you have to go to the Melrose Wakefield Hospital. So there's not really. The last time I was there, I was there for my colonoscopy. Was it? No, kidney stones. Yeah, that sucked. Kidney stones totally sucked and everything. So that was, it's no good being at the hospital.
No, it's not. But sometimes you don't have a choice.
Yeah. Which is kind of why I condone the people who like to go volunteer and entertain children on Christmas who just happen to be in the hospital. That's a pretty noble thing to do.
It all depends. I haven't done that, but on the other hand, was I'm going meeting certain kinds of nice people. I don't know. You never know. But all we can do is wait and see, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite movie to watch around the holidays, Quincy?
I don't know. I guess this will be one of them in future plans.
Yep. Okay. I introduced a timeless classic. That's why I bought it for you about 2 years ago. But that's we're pretty busy around here, folks. I mean,
but that's
we're
'cause
pretty busy. And I was like, did you ever watch that movie? And then well, watch it now. Now that we've met Paul. So.
You have to. You have to, because like I said, you guys are nice enough to bring me to them. So now I gotta watch this and get some material and say something.
Yeah. A lot of strings were pulled, a lot of chairs were stolen, and everything to make you the first person in line to meet Paul Williams.
I was gonna say now. You just said it for me now. A lot of strings. I thank everyone, each and every one of
a lot of pull to get you there. It took a lot of pull to get you there, right in his face.
To do
to be
everything
the first in line.
You did, and
for it to turn out so perfectly,
just like that. Everyone just like that got me a chair. People got me stickers like put this on them, and said go for a fast walk, but then come back. That's just what I did. So I went for a fast walk around. And then came back, and then they made him aware. It's like someone here, and he's waiting for you. And then I was like, he came back, and just like that, and then it's like he's here. It's like then I got someone came up to me. Okay, it was worth it. But on the other hand, only because I put in the effort.
Right.
But I do a lot of things too. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of nice things. So, it's like you said, if you do a lot of nice things...
Yeah, what goes around comes around, Quincy. All the energy that you put out there into the air is going to fall right back on you, whether it's negative energy or positive energy. What goes around comes around, Quincy. And I'm at that age where I've noticed what goes, especially during the holidays. Because during the holidays, that's when you give, and that's when the magic happens.
We just make it look easy. I think I said this before, but I'll say it 1,000 times more. We just make it look easy. Something like going on the stage, in front of cameras. We have a gift for it, but we got to know what we're doing, and I know what I'm doing. Oh, someone just joined us.
Well, no. It's getting ready to wrap this up and everything.
Well, thank you for this very special episode.
I guess I'm ready to do my bong hit now and everything. So, if you can bear with me.
Well, thank you for this very special episode. And I hope to see you again soon, and we will. So drive home carefully, and we know that we're going to see each other again soon. You take it from here.
On the rooftop, quick, comes F. Collins. How about, let's try that again. How about a nice little Christmas song? Up on the rooftop, quick, comes Jeff Collins with a tie stick. Up on the rooftop, quick, comes Jeff and Quincy to make you sick. Ha, 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 ho, 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 it's time to go. Up on the rooftop, quick, comes Jeff and Quincy to make you sick. All right, have a happy holiday, everyone.
Have a real good Happy New Year. Yeah.